everyone, it's Michael Litke. So today I decided to talk to you about ballroom and Latin shoes for ladies and gentlemen. How to choose a good pair, what to look for, do you even need them? I have a few pairs of my shoes here. These are not mine. I promise you they're not even my size. So let me explain the basic first. We have different type of shoes for ballroom dances, like waltz, tango, foxtrot or quickstep, and different type of shoes for Latin dances, like samba, cha-cha, rumba or jive. Let's start with ballroom section. For ladies, these are the ballroom shoes. We can see they are way more built up to allow the feet to stay inside. Also, what I strongly recommend is that type of heel. The heel just opens up slightly at the end and gives you more stability when you're dancing ballroom. Also, they will hold your feet really nicely inside because of the straps at the front. Now, in terms of shoes for ballroom for men, the most popular shoes are patent shoes. I really like this pair as the sole are split between two. That gives a bit more flexibility when working through the heel onto the toes. Other type of ballroom shoes, they have one sole that also keeps your feet nicely together. It has a slightly more stiff feeling, but you know what, it's entirely up to you. I enjoy using those kind of shoes. Now, in terms of Latin, as you can see, for ladies, I have quite a few examples here. In terms of the style, it's entirely up to you. Now, the most important thing for me is the heel. In terms of the size of the heel, then you need to decide yourself. If you wear high heels every day, then go for a high heel. If you're not used to it, then I'll definitely recommend something smaller. Now, in Latin shoes, we can get a kind of a stiletto type of heel, like here, which looks fierce, but let's face it, it's not easy to keep the balance on those. So I would recommend them for a little bit more experienced dancers. If you're starting dancing, I would recommend a heel that is similar to a ballroom shoes that I've just showed you, which opens up slightly at the end for better stability. The other thing that I want to talk about ladies' Latin shoes is padding. Now, some of those shoes, as you can see here, have a lot of padding, and some girls like it. It's very soft. A few friends of mine told me that actually they don't like that kind of padding because they can't feel the floor well. So they would definitely go for that type of shoe which has way less padding. Now, let's move on to Latin shoes for men. We have just one type of Latin shoe for men with a Cuban heel. So slightly risen heel, and as you can see, the soles also are split to give a flexibility, and it's very easy to point the shoes. In my opinion, the softer the skin of the shoe, the better. I almost feel in those like I'm dancing in socks, and this is a great feeling in Latin. So, as you can see, a few varieties of the shoes, and I really would suggest to try some on when you're in a shop. Just move a little bit, heel to toe, or point your feet when you're trying them on, and just try to get the feel of it and decide for yourself. Lots of people like different shoes. I swap from one brand to another depending on whether I practice or whether it's a competition, or I just need a comfortable pair of shoes to go social dancing. Most people who dance 10 dances initially buy one pair of shoes. I would suggest for ladies to buy Latin shoes instead of ballroom, as in those you can get away dancing ballroom, where in those no way you can do Latin. Now, for gentlemen, I wouldn't suggest to buy Cuban heel because it's just impossible to do ballroom with that type of heel. Neither I would suggest to buy patent shoe. They are just too stiff for Latin. The pair of shoes that I have here, I would suggest to buy, is a kind of a mix between these two. We have a lower heel and also leather finish. So it's fairly flexible and also ideal for dancing ballroom. If you're new to ballroom dancing, let's say you're just starting a course and you're not entirely sure whether you want to invest in a pair of shoes, then please don't come to a class in trainers. You won't be gliding far in those. The next best thing to wear for a gentleman would be a pair of dress shoes, ideally without the rubber sole, like those. And for a lady, a pair of shoes with a small heel, like those. So you can get used to dancing in heels. I would strongly recommend to get a good pair of dance shoes if you want to take your Latin and ballroom any further. Not just because it's good to have one, but it's a bit like if you were taking up running. A good pair of running shoes will allow you to run better and faster. Just the same with ballroom. A good pair of ballroom shoes will allow you to master the technique of gliding across the dance floor, just like I described in my previous video. If you haven't seen it yet, click below. Forwards and backwards work in ballroom dances. A lot of people carry a second pair of dance shoes with them at my classes, whether they're proper ballroom shoes or an alternative, and change there. If you're new, don't be shy and do the same. I promise it pays off. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then subscribe to my channel and also leave a comment if you have any further questions about dance shoes. For now, that's it. See you soon. Bye!